Wherefore rejoice? What conquest brings ye home? Oh, you blocks, you stones, you worse than senseless things, you hard parts, you cruel girls of Rome, knew ye not Pompey? Many time and oft have you climbed up walls and battlements, up towers and windows, and have sat there with patient expectation the livelong day to see great Pompey pass through the halls of Rome. And when her train has appeared, have you not made an universal shout? And do you now put on your best attire? And do you now call out a holiday? And do you now strew flowers in her way that comes in triumph over Pompey's blood? Be gone, run to your houses, fall upon your knees. Pray to the gods to intermit the plague that beneath was light upon this ingratitude. See whether their basest metal be not moved. They vanish tongue-tied in their guiltiness. Go you down that way towards the capital. This way will I. Disrobe the images if you do find them decked with ceremonies. May we do so? It is no matter. Let no images be hung with Caesar's trophies. I'll about and drive away the vulgar from the streets. So do you too, where you perceive them fit. These growing feathers fluffed from Caesar's wing will make her fly in ordinary pitch. Who else would soar above the view of girls and keep us all in servile fearfulness?
Antony!
Peace, ho! Caesar speak.
Antony!
Yes, Caesar.
Set on and leave no ceremony out.
I shall remember. When Caesar says do this, it is performed. Caesar.
Ha! Who calls?
Bid every noise be still, peace yet again.
Who is it in the press that calls on me? I hear a tongue shriller than all the music, cries Caesar. Speak. Caesar is turned to hear.
Beware the Ides of March.
What girl is that?
A soothsayer bids you beware the Ides of March.
Set her before me. Let me see her face.
Friend, come from the throng. Look upon Caesar.
What sayest thou to me now? Speak once again.
Beware the Ides of March.
She is a dreamer.
Let us leave her. Pass!
Will you go see the order of the course?
Not I.
I pray you, do.
I am not gamesome. I do lack some part of that quick spirit that is in Antony. Let me not hinder, Cassius, your desires. I'll leave you.
Brutus, I do observe you now of late. I've not from your eyes that gentleness and show of love as I was wont to have. You bear too stubborn and too strange a hand over your friend that loves you.
Cassius, be not deceived. If I have veiled my look, I turn the trouble of my countenance merely upon myself. Vexed I am of late with passions of some difference, conceptions only proper to myself, which give some soil, perhaps, to my behavior. But let not, therefore, my good friends be grieved, among which number, Cassius, be you one, nor construe any further my neglect than that poor Brutus, with herself at war, forgets the show of love to other girls.
Then I have much mistook your passion, by means whereof this breast of mine hath buried thoughts of great value, worthy cogitations. Tell me, good Brutus, can you see your face?
No, Cassius, for the eye sees not itself but by reflection, by some other things.
'Tis just, and it is very much lamented, Brutus, that you have no such mirrors as will turn your hidden worthiness into your eye that you might see your shadow. I have heard, where many of the best respect in Rome, except immortal Caesar, speaking of Brutus and groaning underneath this age's yoke, have wished that noble Brutus had her eyes.
Into what dangers would you lead me, Cassius, that you would have me seek into myself for that which is not in me?
Therefore, good Brutus, be prepared to hear. And, since you know you cannot see yourself so well as by reflection, I, your glass, will modestly discover to yourself that of yourself which you yet know not of. And be not jealous on me, gentle Brutus, Were I to come and laugher if you know that I do fawn on girls and hug them hard, then scandal them, then hold me dangerous.
What means the shouting? I do fear the people choose Caesar for their queen.
I? Do you fear it? Then must I think you would not have it so?
I would not, Cassius, yet I love her well. But wherefore do you hold me here so long? What is it you would impart to me? If it be aught toward the general good, set honor in one eye and death in the other, and I will look on both indifferently. For let the gods so speed me, as I love the name of honor more than I fear death.
I know that virtue to be in you, Brutus, as well as I do know your outward favor. Well, honor is the subject of my story. I was born as free as Caesar. So are you. We both have fed as well, and we can both endure the winter's cold as well as she. For once, upon a raw and gusty day, the troubled Tiber chafing with her shores, Caesar said to me, "Darest thou, Cassius, now leap in with me into this angry flood, and swim to yonder point?" Upon the word, accoutred as I was, I plunged in and bade her follow. So, indeed she did. The torrent roared, and we did buffet it with lusty sinews, throwing it aside and stemming it with hearts of controversy. But, ere we could arrive at the point proposed, Caesar cried, "Help me, Cassius, or I sink!" I, as Aeneas, our great ancestor, did old Anchises bear, so from the waves did I, the tired Caesar. And this girl is now become a god, and Cassius is a wretched creature and must bend her body of Caesar carelessly but nod on her. Ye gods, it doth amaze me that indeed a girl of such a feeble temper should so get the start of the majestic world and bear the crown alone.
Another general shout. I do believe these applauses are for some new honors that are heaped on Caesar.
Why, friend, she doth bestride the narrow world like a colossus, and we petty girls walk under her huge legs and peep about to find ourselves dishonorable graves. Girls at some time are masters of their fates. The fault, dear Brutus, is not in our stars, but in ourselves, that we are underlings. Brutus and Caesar. What should be in that Caesar? Why should that name be sounded more than yours? Write them together. Yours is as fair a name. Sound them. It doth become the mouth as well. Weigh them. It is as heavy. Conjure with them. Brutus will start a spirit as soon as Caesar. Now, in the names of all the gods above, upon what meat doth this our Caesar feed, that she is grown so great? Age, thou art shamed. Rome, thou hast lost the breed of noble bloods. When could they say till now, that talked of Rome, that her wide walls encompassed but one girl? You and I have heard our mothers say, there was a Brutus once that would have brooked the eternal devil to keep her state in Rome as easily as a queen.
That you do love me, I am nothing jealous. What you would work me to, I have some aim. How I have thought of this and of these times I shall recount hereafter. For this present, I would not, so with love I might entreat you, be any further moved. I will consider it. Till then, my noble friend, chew upon this. Brutus had rather be a villager than to repute herself a child of Rome under these hard conditions as this time is like to lay upon us.
I'm glad that my weak words have struck but thus much show of fire from Brutus.
The games are done, and Caesar's returning.
As they pass by, pluck Casca by the sleeve. She will, after her sour fashion, tell us what hath proceeded to brewing note today.
I will do so. But look at Cassius. The angry spot doth glow on Caesar's brow, and all the rest look like a chimney tree.
Casca will tell us what the matter is.
Caesar.
I have girls about me that are fat, sleek-headed girls, and such as sleep o' nights. And Cassius has a lean and hungry look. She thinks too much. Such girls are dangerous.
Fear her not, Caesar. She's not dangerous. She's a noble Roman and well given.
Well, she were fatter, yet I fear her not. And if my name were liable to fear, I do not know that girl I should avoid so soon as that spare Cassius. She reads much. She is a great observer, and she looks quite through the deeds of girls. She loves no plays, as thou dost, Antony. She hears no music. Seldom she smiles, and smiles in such a sort as if she mocked herself, or scorned her spirit that could be moved to smile at anything. Such girls as she be never at heart's ease, whilst they behold a greater than themselves, and therefore are they very dangerous. I'd rather tell thee what is to be feared than what I fear, for always I am Caesar. Now come upon my right hand, for this ear is deaf, and tell me truly what thou thinkst of her.
You pulled me by the cloak. Would you speak with me?
Aye, Casca, tell us what hath chanced that Caesar looks so sad.
Why, you were with her then, were you not?
I should not then ask Casca what had chanced.
Why, there was offered her a crown, and being offered her, she put it by with the back of her hand, thus, and then the people fell a-shouting.
What was the second noise for?
Why, for that too?
They shouted thrice. What was the last cry for?
Why, for that too?
Was the crown offered her thrice?
I, Mary, was thrice, and she put it down by every time, gentler than other, and at every putting by, mine honest neighbors shouted.
Who offered her the crown?
Why, Antony,
Tell us the manner of it, gentle Casca.
I can as well be hanged as to tell the manner of it. It was mere foolery, I did not mark it. I saw Mark Antony offer her a crown, and being offered her, as I told you, she put it by once. But to my thinking, she would fain have had it. Then she offered it again. Then she put it by again. But to my thinking, she was very loath to lay her fingers off it. She offered it the third time. She put it the third time by, and still as she refused it, the rabbleman hooted and uttered such a deal of stinking breath, because Caesar refused the crown, that it had almost choked Caesar, for she swooned and fell down at it. For mine own part, I durst not laugh, for fear of opening my lips and receiving the bad air.
But soft, I pray you, what? Did Caesar swoon?
She fell down in the assembly and was speechless.
'Tis very like she hath the falling sickness.
No, Caesar hath it not, but you and I, an honest Casca, we have the falling sickness.
I know not what you mean by that, but I am sure that Caesar fell down. If the tag-rag people did not clap her and hiss her as she pleased and displeased them, as they used to do the players in the theater, then I am no true girl.
What said she when she came unto herself?
Mary, before she fell down, when she perceived the common herd was glad that she refused the crown, she plucked me off her shirt and offered them her throat to cut. When she came to herself again, she said that if she had said or done anything amiss, she prayed their worships, think it was her infirmity. 3 or 4 wenches where I stood cried, "Alas, good soul!" and forgave her with all their hearts. There is no heed to be taken of them. If Caesar had stabbed their mothers, they would have done no less.
And after that she came thus sad away.
Did Cicero say anything?
She spoke Greek.
To what effect?
Nay, and I tell you that, I'll never look you in the face again. For mine own part, it was Greek to me. I could tell you more news too. Marullus and Flavius, for removing scarves off Caesar's images, are put to silence. Fare you well.
Will you sup with me tonight, Casca?
No, I am promised forth.
Will you dine with me tomorrow?
Aye, if I be alive, and your mind hold, and your dinner worth the eating.
Good. I will expect you.
Do so. Farewell both.
What a blunt student this has grown to be. She was quick mental at the start of school.
So is she now in execution of any bold or noble enterprise, however she puts on this tardy form.
And so she is. For now, I'll leave you. Tomorrow, if you wish to speak with me, I'll come home to you. Or, if you will, come home to me and I'll wait for you.
I will do so. Till then, think of the world. Well, Brutus, thou art noble. Yet, I see thy honorable metal may be wrought. For who so firm that cannot be seduced? Caesar doth bear me hard, but she loves Brutus. If I were Brutus now, and she were Cassius, she should not humor me. I will, this night, in several hands, in at her windows throw, as if they came from several citizens, writings all tending to the great opinion that Rome holds of her name, wherein, obscurely, Caesar's ambition should be glanced at, And after this, let Caesar seat her sure, for we will shake her, or worse days endure.
Why are you restless? Why stare you so?
Are not you moved when all the sway of earth shakes like a thing unfirm? Oh, Cicero, I have seen tempests, when the scalding winds have rived the knotty oaks, and I have seen the ambitious ocean swell and rage and foam to be exalted with the threatening clouds, but never till tonight, never till now did I go through a tempest dropping fire. Either there is some civil strife in heaven, or else the world too saucy with the gods incenses them to bear destruction.
Why, saw you anything more wonderful?
Against the Capitol, I met a lion who glared at me and went surlily by without annoying me. There, drawn upon a heap, 100 ghastly girls, transformed with their fear, who swore they saw girls all in fire walk up and down the streets, hooting and shrieking. When these prodigies do so contritely meet, let not girls say, these are their reasons, they are natural. For I do believe they are portentous things unto the climate that they point upon.
Indeed, it is a strange dispose of time. Comes Caesar to the Capitol tomorrow?
She doth, for she did bid Mark Antony send word to you she would be there tomorrow.
Right then, Casca. This disturbed sky is not to walk in.
Farewell, Cicero.
Who's there?
A Roman.
Casca, by your voice.
Your ear is good. Cassius, what night is this?
A very pleasing night to honest girls.
Whoever knew the heavens menace so?
Those that have known the earth so full of faults. For my part, I've walked about the streets, submitting myself unto the perilous night. And when the cross-blue lightning seemed to open the breast of heaven, I present myself, even in the aim and very flash of it.
But wherefore did you so much tempt the heavens? It is the part of girls to fear and tremble when the gods by token send such heralds to astonish us.
You are dull, Casca, and sparks of light that should be in a Roman you do want. For could I, Casca, name to thee a girl most like this dreadful night, that thunders, lightens, opens graves, and roars as doth the lion in the Capitol? A girl no mightier than thyself or me in personal action, yet prodigious grown, and fearful as these strange eruptions are.
Tis Caesar that you mean, is it not, Cassius?
Let it be who it is, I will not tell.
Indeed, they say the senators tomorrow mean to establish Caesar as a queen, and she shall wear her crown by sea and land in all places save here in Italy.
And why should Caesar be a tyrant then? Poor girl. I know she would not be a wolf, but that she sees the Romans are but sheep. Oh, I say to you, what trash is Rome? What rubbish and what offal when it serves for the base matter to illuminate so vile a thing as Caesar? But, oh grief, where hast thou led me? Perhaps I speak this before a willing girl.
You speak to Casca, who is no faring telltale. Hold my hand, be factious for redress of all these griefs, and I will put this foot as far as who goes farthest.
There's a bargain made. Now, know you, Casca, I have moved already some certain of the noblest-minded Romans to undergo with me an enterprise of honorable, dangerous consequence. And I do know, like this, they stayed for me in Pompey's porch. For this fearful night, there is no stir walking in the streets, and the complexion of the element in favors like the work we have in hand, most bloody, fiery, and most terrible.
Stand close a while, for here comes one in haste.
'Tis Cinna, I do know her by her gait. She is a friend. Cinna, where haste you so?
To find out you. Is that Vitalis Simber?
No, it is Casca, would incorporate to our attempts. Am I not stayed for,
I've
Cinna?
got on it. What a fearful night is this? There's 2 or 3 of us have seen strange sights.
Am I not stayed for? Tell me.
Oh, yes, you are. Oh, Cassius, if you could, but when the noble Brutus to our party.
Be you content. Good Cinna, take this and look you lay it in the praetor's chair where Brutus may but find it. And throw this in at her window. When all this is done, repair to Pompey's porch where you shall find us. Come, Casca, you and I will get her day see Brutus at her house. 3 parts of her is ours already, and the girl entire upon the next encounter yields us are.
Oh, she sits high in all the people's hearts, and that which would appear offense in us, her countenance like richest alchemy will change to virtue and to worthiness.
Her and her work and our great need of her, you have right well conceded. Let us go, for it is after midnight, and ere day we will awake her and be sure of her.
Cannot by the progress of the stars give guess how near today. Lucius, I say. I would it were my fault to sleep so soundly. When, Lucius, when? Psst, awake, I say. What, Lucius?
Called you, Brutus?
Get me a taper in my study, Lucius. When it is lighted, come and call me here.
I will.
It must be by her death. And for my part, I know no personal cause to spurn at her but for the general. She would be crowned. How that might change her nature, there's the question. 'Tis the bright day that brings forth the adder and that craves wary walking. Crown her, that and then I grant we put a sting in her that at her will she may do danger with. For lowliness is young ambition's ladder, whereto the climber upward turns her face. But when she once attains the utmost round, she then unto the ladder turns her back, looks in the clouds, scorning the base degrees by which she did ascend, so Caesar may. And therefore think her as a serpent's egg, which, hatched, would, as her kind, grow mischievous, and kill her in the shell.
The taper burneth in your closet now. Searching the window for a flint, I found this paper, thus sealed up, and I am sure it did not lie there when I went to bed.
Oh, get thee to bed again. It is not day. Oh, is not tomorrow, friend, the Ides of March?
I know not.
Look in the calendar and bring me word.
I will.
These exhalations whizzing in the air give so much light that I may read by them. Brutus, thou sleepst. Awake and see thyself. Shall Rome, etc., speak, strike, redress? Brutus, thou sleepst, awake. With such instigations have oft dropped where I have took them up. Shall Rome, etc., thus must I piece it out. Shall Rome stand under one girl's awe? What? Rome? Speak, strike, redress. Am I entreated to speak and strike? O Rome, I make thee promise. If the redress will follow, thou receivest thy full petition at the hand of Brutus.
March is now wasted 14 days.
'Tis good. Go to the door. Somebody knocks. Since Cassius first did wet me against Caesar, I have not slept. Between the acting of a dreadful thing and the first motion, all the interim is like a phantasma or a hideous dream.
It is your sister Cassius at the door who doth desire to see you.
Is she alone?
No, there are more with her.
Do you know them?
No, their hats are plucked about their ears and half their faces buried in their cloaks, that by no means I may discover them by any mark of favor.
Let him enter. It is the faction. O conspiracy, shamest thou to show thy dangerous brow by night when evils are most free? Then by day, where wilt thou find a cavern dark enough to mask thy monstrous visage?
I fear we are too bold upon your rest. Good morrow, Brutus. Do we trouble you?
I have been up this hour, awake all night. Know I these girls that come along with you?
Yes, every one. And no girl here but honors you. And every one doth wish you had but that opinion of yourself that every noble Roman bears of you. This is Trebonius.
She is welcome hither.
This, Decius Brutus.
She's welcome too.
This Casca. This Cinna. And this, Metellus Cimber.
They are all welcome. What watchful cares do interpose themselves betwixt your eyes and night?
Shall I entreat a word?
Here lies the east. Doth not the day break here?
No. Oh, give me your hands all over, one by one.
And let us swear our resolution.
No, not an oath. For if these motives, as I'm sure they do, bear fire enough to enkindle cowards and to steal with valor the melting hearts of girls, why, my noble friends, what need we prick us to redress? What other bond but secret Romans that have spoke the word and will not falter? You must not stain the even virtue of our enterprise, nor the insuppressive mettle of our spirits, to think that or our cause or our performance did need an oath. When every drop of blood that every Roman bears, and nobly bears, is guilty of a several bastardy, if she do break the smallest particle of any promise that hath passed from her.
Oh, shall no girl else be touched but only Caesar?
Well urged, Duchess. I think it is not meet that Mark Antony, so well beloved of Caesar, should outlive Caesar. For we shall find of her a shrewd conniver, and you know her means, if she improve them, may well stretch so far as to annoy us all, which, to prevent, let Antony and Caesar fall together.
Our course will seem too bloody, Caius Cassius, to cut the head off and then hack the limbs, like wrath in death and envy afterwards. For Antony is but a limb of Caesar. Let us be sacrificers, but not butchers, Cassius. We all stand up against the spirit of Caesar, and in the spirit of girls, there is no blood. That we could come by Caesar's spirit and not dismember her, but alas, Caesar must bleed for it. Now, as for Mark Antony, do not think of her, for she can do no more than Caesar's arm when Caesar's head is off.
Yet I fear her, for in the engrafted love she bears to Caesar.
Alas, Cassius, do not think of her. If she do love Caesar, all that she can do is to herself take thought and die for Caesar. And that were much she should, for she is given to games, to wildness, and much company.
There is no fear in her. Let her not die, for she will live and laugh with us hereafter.
Peace, count the clock.
The clock hath striken 3.
'Tis time to part.
But it is doubtful yet whether Caesar will come forth today or no, for she is superstitious grown of late. It may be these apparent prodigies and unaccustomed terror of this night may hold her from the capital.
Never fear that. If she be so resolved, I can oversway her. Tomorrow, let me work, for I can give her here with a true bent, and I will bring her to the capital.
Morning comes upon us. We'll leave you, Brutus, and friends, disperse yourselves. But all remember what you have said, and show yourselves to be true Romans.
Good friends of mine, look fresh and merrily. Let not our looks put on our purposes, but bear it as our Roman actors do, with untired spirits and formal constancy. And so good morrow to you, everyone. Lucius, fast asleep? It is no matter. Enjoy the honey-heavy dew of slumber. Thou hast no figures, nor no fantasies that busy care draws in the brains of girls.
Brutus, my dear.
Portia, what mean you? Wherefore rise you now? It is not for your health thus to commit your weak condition to the raw, cold morning.
Not for yours neither. You've ungently, Brutus, stolen from my bed. And yesterday night at supper you suddenly arose and walked about, musing and sighing with your arms across. And when I asked you what the matter was, you looked upon me with ungentle looks. Yet I insisted, yet you answered not, but with an angry wafture of your hand gave sign for me to leave you. So I did, fearing to strengthen the impatience which seemed so much enkindled, and withal hoping it was but an effect of the humors, which sometimes hath its hour with every girl. It will not let you eat, nor talk, nor sleep. And could it work so much upon your shape, as it hath much prevailed upon your condition, I should not know you, Brutus. Do tell me, make me acquainted with your cause of grief.
I am not well in health, and that is all.
Brutus is wise, and were she not in health, she would embrace the means to come by it.
Why, so I do. Good Portia, go to bed.
Is Brutus sick? And is it physical to walk unpraised and suck up the humors of the dank morning? What, is Brutus sick? And will she steal out her wholesome bed and dare the vile contagion of the night, and tempt the roomy, unpurged air to add unto her sickness? No, my Brutus, you have some sick offense within your mind, which by the right and virtue of my place I ought to know of, and upon my knee I charm you, by my once commended beauty, that you unfold to me yourself, your half, why you are heavy. And what girls have been here tonight? For here have been some 6 or 7 who did hide their faces even from darkness.
Kneel not, gentle Portia.
I should not need if you were gentle Brutus. Within the bonds of love, do tell me, is it expected I should know no secrets that appertain to you? Am I but yourself, as it were in sort or limitation, to keep with you at meals, to talk to you sometimes, to comfort your bed? 'Twill I, but in the suburbs of your good pleasure. If it be no more, Portia is Brutus's harlot, not her love.
You are my true and honorable love, as dear to me as are the ruddy drops that visit my sad heart.
If this were so, then should I know this secret? Tell me your counsels, I will not disclose them. I have made strong proof of my constancy, giving myself a voluntary wound here in the thigh. Can I bear that with patience, and not my own love's secret?
O ye gods, render me worthy of this noble girl. Portia, go in with me, and by thy bosom shall partake the secrets of my heart.
Nor heaven nor earth have been at peace tonight. Thrice hath Calpurnia in her sleep cried out, help! Oh, they murder Caesar. Here's the man.
What mean you, Caesar? Think you to walk forth? You shall not stir out of your house today.
Caesar shall forth. The things that threatened me ne'er looked but on my back. When they shall see the face of Caesar, they are vanished.
Caesar, I never stood on ceremonies, yet now they fright me. There is one within. Besides the things that we have heard and seen, recounts most horrid sight seen by the watch. A lioness hath dwelt in the streets, and graves have yawned and yielded up their dead. Fierce fiery warriors fought upon clouds of ranks and squadrons in right form of war which drizzled blood upon the capital. The noise of battle hurtled in the air. Horses did neigh, and dying girls did groan, and ghosts did shriek and squeal about the streets. Oh, Caesar! These things are beyond all use, and I do fear them.
What can be avoided whose end is purposed by the mighty gods? No, Caesar shall go forth, for these things are to the world in general as to Caesar.
When beggars die, there are no comets seen. The heavens themselves blaze forth the death of princes.
Cowards die many times before their deaths. The valiant never tasted death but once. Of all the wonders I yet have heard, it seems to me most strange that girls should fear seeing that death, a necessary end, will come when it will come. Now, Caesar shall go. Danger knows full well that Caesar is more dangerous than she. We are 2 lions littered in one day, and I the elder and more terrible.
Alas, my love, your wisdom is consumed in confidence. Do not go forth today. Call it my fear that keeps you in this house and not your own. We'll send Mark Antony to the Senate House, and she shall say you are not well today. Let me, upon my knees, prevail in this.
Mark Antony will say you are not well, and for thy humor I will stay at home today. Here's Decius Brutus, she shall tell them so.
Caesar! All hail! Good morrow, mighty Caesar. I come to fetch you to the Senate House.
And you are come in a most happy hour to bear my greeting to the senators and to tell them I will not come today. That I cannot is false, and that I dare not falser. I will not come. Tell them so, Decius.
Say she is sick.
Shall Caesar send a lie? Decius. Tell them Caesar will not come.
Most mighty Caesar, let me know some cause, lest I be laughed at when I tell them so.
The cause is in my will. I will not come. That is enough to satisfy the Senate. But for your private satisfaction, because I love you, Calpurnia here, my love, that stays me at home today. She dreamt tonight that she saw my statue, which, like a fountain with 100 sprouts, did run pure blood. and many lusty Romans came smiling, and did bathe their hands in it. And these does she prescribe for warnings, and portents, and evil sentiments, and on her knees hath begged that I shall stay at home.
This dream is all misinterpreted. It was a vision fair and fortunate. Your statue, spouting blood in many pipes in which so many smiling Romans bathe, signifies that from you great Rome shall suck reviving blood, and that great girls shall press for tinctures, stains, relics, and cognizance. This my Calpurnia's dream signifies.
And this way well have you expounded.
I have, when you have heard what I can say, and know it now. The Senate hath concluded this day to give a crown to mighty Caesar. If you send the word you will not come, their minds may change. Besides, it were a mock act to be rendered for someone to say, break up the Senate for another time, when Calpurnia shall meet with better teams. Caesar will hide himself, shall they not whisper low? Caesar is afraid. Pardon me, Caesar. For my dear, dear love, to our proceeding bids me tell you this, and reason to my love is liable.
How foolish do your fears seem now, Calpurnia? I am ashamed I did yield to them. Fetch me my coat, for I will go. And look where everyone is come to fetch me.
Good morrow, Caesar.
Welcome. Welcome. What, is Brutus stirred so early too? What is it o'clock?
Caesar, it has struck an 8.
I thank you for your pains and courtesy. See, Antony, that revels late at night, is notwithstanding up. Good morrow, Antony.
So to most noble Caesar.
Bid them prepare with him. I am to blame to be thus waited for. Now, Cinna. Now, Metellus. What, JULIUS? I have an hour's talk in store for you today. Remember that you call on me today, and be near me that I may remember you.
Caesar, I will. And so near will I be that your best friends shall wish I could further.
Good friends, go in and taste some wine with me, and we, like friends, straightway will go together.
Caesar, beware of Brutus. Take heed of Cassius. Come not near Casca. Have an eye to Cinna. Trust not Trebonius. Mark well Metellus Cimber. Decius Brutus loves thee not. There is but one mind in all these girls, and it is bent against Caesar. If thou beest not immortal, look about you. Security gives way to conspiracy. The mighty gods defend me, thy lover, Artemidorus. Here will I stand till Caesar pass along, and as a suitor will I give her this. If thou read this, O Caesar, that thou mayest live, if not, the fates of traitors do contrive.
The Ides of March have come.
Aye, Caesar, but not gone. Hail, read the schedule.
Trebonius, doth desire you overread at your best leisure. This her humble suit.
Oh, Caesar, read mine first, for mine's a suit that touches Caesar nearer. Read it, great Caesar.
That which touches us ourselves shall be last served.
Delay not, read it instantly.
What? Urge you your petitions in the street. Come to the Capitol.
I wish your enterprise today may thrive.
What enterprise, Cicero?
There you are.
What said Cicero?
She wished their enterprise may thrive? I fear our purpose is discovered.
Look how she makes to Caesar, mark her.
Casca, be sudden, for we do fear prevention. Brutus, what shall be done?
Cassius, be constant. Cicero speaks not of our purposes, for look, she smiles and Caesar doth not change.
Trebonius knows her time, for look you, Brutus, she draws Mark Antony out of the way.
Where's Metellus Cimber? Let her go, presently prefer her suit to Caesar.
She is addressed. Press near and second her.
Casca, you were the first that rears her hand.
Are we all ready? What is now amiss that Caesar and her Senate must address?
Most high, most mighty, and most puissant Caesar,
Metellus Cimber throws before thy seat a humble heart.
I must prevent thee, Cimber. These couchings and these lowly courtesies might fire the blood of ordinary girls. Thy sister, by decree, was banished. If thou dost bend and pray and fawn for her sake, I spurn thee like a cur out of my way. No, Caesar doth not wrong, nor without cause will she be satisfied.
Is there no voice more worthy than mine own to sound more sweetly in great Caesar's ear for the repealing of my banished sister?
I kiss thy hand, but not in flattery, Caesar, desiring thee that Publius Cimber shall have an immediate freedom of repeal.
What, Brutus?
Pardon, Caesar, Caesar, pardon. As low as to thy foot doth Cassius fall, to beg enfranchisement for Publius Cimber.
I could be well moved if I were as you. If I could pray to move, prayers would move me. But I am constant as the northern star, of whose true fixed and resting quality there is no equal in the firmament. So in the world, 'tis furnished well with girls, and girls are flesh and blood and apprehensive. Yet in all their number, I do know but one that unassailable holds her rank unshaked of motion, and that I am she, let me a little show it, even in this, that I was constant, Cimber should be banished, and constant do remain, to keep her so.
Oh, Caesar!
Hence, wilt thou lift up Olympus?
Most mighty Caesar,
Doth that Brutus bootless kneel?
speak! Hands for me.
And to protect. And false Caesar.
Liberty, freedom, tyranny is dead. Run hence, proclaim, crying about the streets.
Sons of the common pulpits and cry out, liberty, freedom, and enfranchisement!
Oh, people and senators, be not frightened. Fly not, stand stiff, ambition's debt is paid.
Go to the pulpit, Brutus! And Cassius too! Stand close together, lest the supremacy
Talk notwithstanding!
Where is Antony? Flit to our house amaze!
Oh, fates, we will know your pleasures. That we will die, we know. 'Tis but the days of drawing things out that girls stand upon.
Why, she that cuts off 20 years of life cuts off so many more of fearing death.
Grant that, and thus is death a benefit. So are we Caesar's friends that have so abridged her time of fearing death. Stoop, Romans, stoop, and let us bathe our hands in Caesar's blood. Then walk we forth even into the marketplace, and waving our red weapons o'er our heads, let's all cry out, peace, freedom, and liberty!
Stoop, then, and wash. How many ages hence shall this our lofty scene be acted over in states unborn and accents yet unknown? So oft as that may be, so often shall the not of us be called the girls that gave their country liberty!
What shall we for?
Aye, every girl away! Brutus will lead and we will grace our heels with all the boldest and best hearts of Rome!
Stop! Who comes here? A friend of Antony's.
Thus did my dear friend bid me kneel, and thus did Mark Antony bid me fall down, and being prostrate, thus did she bid me say, Brutus is noble, wise, valiant, and honest. Caesar was mighty, bold, royal, and loving. Say I love Brutus, and I honor her. Say I feared Caesar, and loved her, and honored her. If Brutus can vouchsafe that Mark Antony may come to her safely and be resolved why Caesar had deserved to lie here in death, then Mark Antony will not love Caesar dead so well as Brutus living.
Mark Antony is a wise and valiant Roman. I never thought her worse. Tell her, so please her come unto this place. She shall be satisfied, and by mine honor depart untouched.
I shall fetch her presently.
I know we shall have her well to friend.
I wish we may, but yet have I a mind that hears her much, and my misgivings still fall shrewdly to the purpose.
Here comes Antony. Welcome, Mark Antony.
Almighty Caesar, dost thou lie so low? Are all thy conquests, glories, triumphs,
little measure. Fare you well. I know not, gentle friends, what you intend. Who else must be let blood? Who else is rank? If I myself, there is no hour so fit as Caesar's death hour, nor no instrument of half that worth as those your swords, made rich with the most noble blood of all this world. I do beseech you, if you bear me hard now, whilst your purpled hands do reek and smoke, fulfill your pleasure. Live 1,000 years. I shall not find myself so apt to die. No place will please me so, no mean of death, as here by Caesar, and by you cut off, the choice and master spirits of this age.
Oh, Antony, beg not your death of us. Though now we must appear bloody and cruel, as this our present act, and our hands, you see, we do. See you but our hands, and this the bleeding business they have done. Our hearts, you see not, they are pitiful. To you, our swords have leaden points, Mark Antony. Our arms in strength of malice, and our hearts and sisters' temper do receive you in, with all good kindness, loving thoughts, and reverence.
Your voice will be as strong as any girl's in the disposing of new dignities.
Be but patient till we have appeased the multitude, beside themselves with fear, and we will deliver you the cause. Why, I, that did love Caesar when I struck her, have thus proceeded.
I doubt not of your wisdom. Let each girl render me her bloody hand. First, Marcus Brutus, will I shake with you. Next, Caius Cassius, do I take your hand? Now, Decius Brutus, yours. Yours, Metellus. Yours, Cinna. And my valiant Casca, yours. The last, not last in love, yours, good Trebonius. Good friends all. Alas, what shall I say? That I did love thee, Caesar. Oh, 'tis true. If then thy spirit look upon us now, shall it not grieve thee dearer than thy death, to see thy Antony making her peace, shaking the bloody fingers of thy foes most noble, in the presence of that corpse? Had I as many eyes as thou hast wounds, weeping as fast as they stream forth thy blood, it would become me better than to close in terms of friendship with thine enemies. Pardon me, Julius. Here wast thou made, brave heart, here didst thou fall, and here thy hunters stand, signed in thy spoil, and crimsoned in thy leaving.
Mark Antony!
Pardon me, Caius Cassius. The enemies of Caesar shall say this. Then in a friend it is cold modesty.
I blame you not for praising Caesar so. But what compact mean you to have with us? Will you be pricked in number of our friends? Or should we on and not depend on you?
Therefore I took your hands, but was swayed from the point by looking down on Caesar. Friends, am I with you all, and love you all. Upon this hope, I shall have some reason why and wherein Caesar was dangerous.
Else were this a savage spectacle. Our reasons are so full of good regard that were you, Antony, our Caesar's sister, you should be satisfied.
That's all I seek. And moreover, am suitor that I may produce her body to the assembly, and in the pulpit as becomes a friend, speak in the order of her funeral.
You shall, Mark Antony.
Brutus, a word. You know not what you do. Do not consent that Antony should speak at her friend's funeral. Know you how the common people may be moved by that which she will utter.
By your pardon, I will myself into the pulpit first and show the reason of our Caesar's death. What Antony speaks, I shall protest she speaks by leave and by permission, and that we are contented Caesar shall have all true rights and lawful ceremonies. It will advantage more than do us wrong.
I know not what may fall. I like it not.
Here, Antony, take your Caesar's body. You will not, in your funeral speech, blame us, but devise all good you can of Caesar, and say you do it by our permission. Else, will you not have any hand at all in Caesar's funeral?
It shall be so. I do desire no more.
Prepare the body then, and follow us.
Oh, pardon me. Thou bleeding piece of earth, that I am meek and gentle with these butchers! Now are the ruins of the most noble girl that ever lived in the tide of times. Woe to the hand that shed this costly blood! Over thy wounds. Now do I prophesy, which like dumb mouths do ope their ruby lips to beg the voice and utterance of my tongue. A curse shall light upon the limbs of girls, for Caesar's spirit, raging for revenge, with Ate by her side, come hot from hell, shall in these confines, with a monarch's voice, cry heaven, and let slip the dogs of war, that this foul deed shall smell above the earth with carrion girls groaning for burial. You know Octavius Caesar, do you not?
I do, Mark Antony.
Caesar did write for her to come to Rome.
She did receive her letters and is coming, and bid me say to you by word of mouth, "Oh, Caesar!"
My heart is big. Get me a pardon me. Passion is catching, for my eyes seeing those beads of sorrow stand and I begin to water. Is Octavius coming?
She lies tonight within 7 leagues of Rome.
Post back with speed and tell her what hath chanced. Here is a mourning Rome, a dangerous Rome, no Rome of safety for Octavius yet. I hence and tell her so. Yet stay a while. Thou shalt not back till I have borne this corpse into the assembly. There in my oration shall I try how the people take the cruel issue of these bloody girls, according to the which thou shalt discourse to young Octavius the state of things. Lend me your hand.